What's up, fuckers, and welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K22 Next Gen. Today, we're going to be doing an off-season rebuild with the Los Angeles Clippers, a team that has a lot of promise. Unfortunately, Kawhi Leonard did not play a single game for them this year. He had that ACL injury. Paul George played roughly 30 games for them. They definitely have two stars on this team, unfortunately neither of which have been able to be that healthy. This team finished as the 9 seed this year. They did lose both of their play-in games, so they didn't actually make the playoffs, but this team has a very bright future if their two stars can stay healthy. I think this team can definitely be a contender next year. So something big that we're going to have going for us today is no injuries on. I do that in all my rebuilds. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, hopefully going to be leading us to the promised land of getting this team its first championship in franchise history. It would be really cool to see. I'd love to get Paul George a ring as well. Obviously, Kawhi Leonard, one of the better, if not the best, when healthy, two-way player in the league. Maybe Giannis is challenging him at this point in his career, but nonetheless, super excited to have these two guys. It's going to be a normal 3-year rebuild. We're going to be doing 3 off seasons and 3 regular seasons. And of course, I just want to let you guys know the reason I'm doing the Clippers today, because I posted that poll in my community tab. They had the second most votes after the 76ers, which was my previous rebuild, and I will be posting another one of these most likely today for you guys to vote on the next team. So make sure to go check those out. Of course, you guys are new to the channel, want to hit that subscribe button, stick around a while. We would love to have you join the community. Of course, if you guys have any other video ideas, non-off-season rebuilds, whatever they may be, feel free to leave those down below in the comment section. But without further ado, let's see if we can bring a championship to the LA Clippers. So unfortunately for us, this team does not have a first-round pick. That goes all the way back to that Paul George trade with the Oklahoma City Thunder. So the Thunder do have our pick. It really wasn't going to be that good of a pick anyways. I'm not too worried about it. We do have a second-round pick, which I most likely just will not be using. I don't really think it's going to get me anybody of any sort of value, especially with kind of the window on this team being now, because Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, both over the age of 30. We really don't have time to sit back, draft, and develop some guys. So we're going to be moving on from our second-round pick. I know, real shocker right there. We will now head up. Whoops, that's not what I want to do. I wanted to head up to team player options, excuse me. We can go on from there. I think we're in a good spot right now. Zubac's definitely coming back, but Batum does decline that $3 million player option. I'll bring back Amir Coffey, Jay Scrubb, Xavier Moon. Probably. Actually, I don't need Jay Scrubb back. So I like Zubac's a lot. Again, I'm horrible at names. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. This is not a team with a lot of money, but this is a team with some assets and some potential trade pieces that I think could definitely be on the move to potentially bolster the potential chance of this team winning a championship in the next couple of years. That is definitely something I would like to do. So we head into a free agency where we really don't have many massive free agents. I mean, Batum, potentially Rocco, could be some good, I guess, maybe wing pieces for us, if you will. Again, I'd like to try to make some more significant upgrades. We want to look at the way this roster is kind of constructed right now. Reggie Jackson, Terrence Mann, Jason Preston, kind of our 3 guards that we kind of have in here right now at the point guard spot. I'm probably not going to be keeping Reggie Jackson. He had a couple really good playoff performances last year in the 2021 playoffs. Unfortunately for me, was it him that did that? Am I losing my mind? It was either him. I know Trey Mann went off, or Terrence Mann, sorry, went off a couple games. I'm losing it at this point. Nonetheless, Paul George, they have Norman Powell as well. That was a midseason deal, I believe, with the, I don't know why I almost said Clippers again, with the Portland Trailblazers. We got Luke Kennard here, Brandon Boston Jr., obviously Kawhi Leonard, Amir Coffey, we just picked up that option. They got Marcus Morris, former Celtic. Congrats to my Celtics in the NBA Finals. And then Zubac. So I don't have anything against Norman Powell. I just don't really feel like I maybe need him as much as I would need a starter at another position. So I'd rather work on the starters there because I just don't see a way to get him, Paul George, and Kawhi onto the rotation. I mean, unless maybe I want to play Kawhi at the 4 or something like that. But we're going to figure out a trade. I'll see you guys at that move. Our first trade of today's video is going to be a pretty big one. We're going to be moving on from Norman Powell, Reggie Jackson, Amir Coffey, and maybe one of the only first-round picks we actually do have right now. We're going to be getting Jamal Murray and Nishan Highland here from the Denver Nuggets, 2 pieces that I think can definitely contribute to this squad. We get a lot younger at the point guard position. Ultimately, I like Norman Powell a lot. I still think he's underrated in the league today. I just don't really have as big of a need for him now that Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are both 100% back. So Jamal Murray's going to come in here. He's going to be a good young point guard for us, hoping to develop him quite well. I also didn't mind maybe getting a little bit younger on this squad as well. That's kind of why I made the move. I don't also mind Nishan Highland being my backup point guard at all. Not a bad player whatsoever. I wonder what that contract looks like, though. Okay, he's fine. He's here the whole video. So that was my leg. I don't know about that. But we're good. I'm going to probably move on from Terrence Mann, maybe see if I can get an upgrade at some other position. What I might try to do right now as well is maybe kind of recuperate some assets, maybe move on from guys like Brandon Boston Jr., Jason Preston, see if we can maybe reload in a couple first-round picks, even if they're not that valuable, just because they could potentially help with trades along the line. So I need a backup 4. I need a backup center right now. Kawhi will most likely not have a backup, and then Brandon Boston Jr., Terrence Mann, and then Jason Preston are going to all be probably getting me first-round picks. I think Terrence Mann actually might give me some sort of backup 4 or 5. We can see some options here. Terrence Mann, thank you very much. Only $6 million a year, only 25 years old. It's not bad. I don't necessarily need to trade him. I just think I can maybe get a little bit younger. I do not want to give up any more firsts. That's definitely not something I want to do. We got Jalen McDaniels here. He's an expiring deal though. How's he been playing over there in Charlotte? It's not great. It's not horrible. Ron Sharp didn't really play at all for Brooklyn. O'Shea Brissett, is he under contract at all for other? No, he's not. I'd like somebody preferably that has more than 1 year remaining. Or I could maybe just Trenton Wofford. What's he been putting up numbers-wise? Did he play at all? 5-2. You know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to take the first-round picks because Houston was offering me 2. The Spurs are going to give me their an unprotected Toronto pick next year. That could be good. I'm going to take that into consideration. We're going to do that deal right there. So we have the Toronto Raptors unprotected first next year. And then what I'm probably going to do here, let's see, who are my center options here? See, the center, this is what happens. The options aren't great because, again, there's a lot of the guys in these mid-level exceptions that are obviously a little bit past their prime, if you will. Muscala, decent shooter. I just don't know if he's really what I need. Well, Wagner is a little bit younger at 25 years old. His system match, though, is just dog shit. All right, I'm going to sign Whiteside to a 1-year deal, $3 million bucks. And then I'm also going to go ahead and I'm probably going to look to bring back, who was it? Batum, here it was. Do I want to go Batum or do I maybe want to go for an actual 4? Like I could go Taurean Prince. That's actually not a bad deal. I actually have to see how much money I have because Whiteside's going to come in here. I think I'm just going to let Batum go. Hartenstein, goodbye. That's a trade exception for man. I'm going to bring in Whiteside because I definitely need a good backup center. And then who are my options now at the 4? Whoa. Duncan Robinson. Minimum contract for Duncan Robinson. That is interesting. I'm going to sign him. I can't believe it's a minimum contract. I mean, hell, I'll take it. I mean, I don't know if he's going to play or if he's really going to be on this squad, but like, I can do a year of like Robert Covington, I guess, and just kind of keep him off the bet. Wait, was it a 1-year deal that I gave Duncan Robinson? Was that a 1-year deal? Yeah, it was. Okay, well, maybe we'll include Duncan Robinson in the trade with Robert Covington and try to upgrade that back up 4. But I still can't believe I signed up for that much. I'm going to move on from Preston. I'm going to move on from Boston Jr. right now just for first, and I'll see you guys at the other deal. We have found our new backup power forward. We're going to be doing this deal here with the Celtics, Duncan Robinson and Robert Covington, over to Boston for Grant Williams and a 2025 Celtics unprotected first-round pick. Grant Williams is a very underrated player at times. Sometimes he looks horrible. Sometimes he plays really well. He's been a pretty key piece for my Celtics anyways. Making a little bit of a run so far on their way to the NBA Finals. Not a big deal. I'll show you these other 2 trades that I did right here and get in order to acquire a couple other first-round picks. One was with the Kings. One was with the Hornets. And then obviously you just saw the one I made with the Celtics. So we are now down to a 9-man rotation. Kind of exactly what I was hoping for. And honestly, I think this team's in a pretty good spot to hopefully compete. I don't love having Marcus Morris as my starting power forward. I don't love having Zubac as my, I guess, starting center as well. But these are issues we can address in the next coming offseason. But as of now, I do think this team's in a really good spot. I will see you guys at the start of the first year. We've arrived at the start of year number 1 for us here in LA, and we are time to play my favorite game. How hard do my favorite stars regress? Paul George, down from an 88 overall to an 85. Kawhi was like a 95, 96. He's now a 93. I don't get 2K's regression system, but it is what it is. Jamal Murray, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, that's obviously our big 3. Regression also hits super hard for Marcus Morris. Him and Grant Williams are the same overall. The game wants Grant Williams to start. I'm fine with it. He can spread the floor a little bit next to Zubac. Bench unit, Deshaun Highland, Luke Kennard, Marcus Morris Sr., and Hassan Whiteside. So bench is definitely going to be something we need to work on this offseason, again, with the front court as well. We can obviously address those issues when we get there. Hopefully these 3 can kind of carry the load, if you will, for this squad. I'm excited for this team. I'm definitely trying to get them a championship. See you guys in year number 1. The first season ends. Luka Doncic does his thing like he does every single time I make one of these videos. He wins an MVP award with 39 points, 13 boards, 8.5 assists, 1 steal. I would say he's like, I don't even know. Like, I don't even know like a reasonable comparison with those numbers. Like it's legitimately like something like a my player does, but he's like an actual NBA player. We are an 8 seed here in the West. Not exactly what I wanted to see. We're in the play-in technically. Hopefully that goes a little bit better than I guess maybe it did for them in real life this year, but we'll see. Jaden Ivey, Rookie of the Year, is in Washington. I have actually really high hopes for him in real life. Ben Simmons, 6th man. Jonathan Isaac, Defensive Player of the Year. THT, Most Improved. Congrats. I know he's untouchable, Lakers fans. Ime Udoka, Coach of the Year. Celtics coach 63-19. One of the best teams in the league. I've been saying it for a while now. Standings-wise, so we finished with a record of 40-42. Not exactly average, but it's pretty much as close as you can get without being exactly 500. Player stats, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Jamal Murray all did their thing. I don't really know what the problem is with this team. Like, I felt like this team probably should have won a couple more games than they actually did. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard's overalls might be, regressing, but Really doesn't look, I'm in the Western Conference. It really doesn't look like their play is. So I'll be interested to see what ends up happening here. We got Houston here in the first round. KPJ, Jalen Green. They added Clay Thompson to their team. Jabari Smith Jr., Christian Wood, Şengün, Jay Sean Tate. Let's see if we can get it done. We do. We are moving on, and we are officially taking on the Memphis Grizzlies here in round number 1. Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, Dylan Brooks, Jackson Jr., Xavier Tillman. This is a very good team. Did that say they have Pella Banchero? Oh, I don't know how they got him, but that's sick. This Grizzlies team is going to be a team to watch for years to come. I really do think so. We're up 3-1 on them right now, though. And 3-2. Don't blow this. We're going to blow it, aren't we? God damn it. Oh, man. We blow a 3-1 lead, and that is just not what you want to see. And here come the big bad Pelicans. It's like a script. It's like Luka Doncic wins an MVP every single video. At least one. Zion wins at least one finals, and he puts up numbers like that when the dude hasn't played basketball in a year. Like, I don't get it. I really don't. But, again, this game is just never going to change, is it? League meeting time. Those are all rejected. We're good there. We can hit the draft lottery. I think I see 2 Clippers logos. That Charlotte pick's top 10 protected. I know that. That Toronto pick is unprotected. So that Charlotte pick will probably convene into an unprotected first next year. But, nonetheless, we got that Toronto pick that stuck at 11, and then that Hornets pick actually fell to 9. So maybe they can be something for us next year. Staff signing. I like Ty Lue a lot. I'm not going to fire him. I will view the candidates. Obviously, we know Mike Stauffer's here. He's pretty much always here. But I'm not going to fire Ty Lue. I actually think he's a pretty good head coach. We will now head up to the NBA draft, and we can see what we got. So we got the 11th overall pick, and then we have 2 second-round picks, number 7 and 14, respectfully. I would maybe like to get somebody a little bit younger on this team, maybe draft somebody, have them contribute off the bench in some way, shape, or form. Again, I don't know this draft class a ton. I barely know, actually. That's not what I was looking for. I barely know any of these guys at all. Obviously, I know Victor Wembanyama, or however the hell you pronounce it. But other than that, I don't really know many. So, yeah, we have the 11th pick. It's not anything that I think is going to be a huge contributing factor for us. Derek Lively, the second from Duke, probably won't be on the board for us at 11. I actually wouldn't mind maybe moving up a couple spots. Monty Bates, what happened? What the hell happened to this dude? All right, I'll see you guys with the trade. So the Magic have 2 first-round picks. They have number 5 and number 8. We're going to see if we can work out a deal with them here to move up to number 8 in the draft. I offered them our first this year and our 2 other seconds this year. We have reloaded a little bit in the draft department, a little bit more stock, if you will. Now we were able to move up to 8. So I'll sim up to 8. I obviously have a couple ideas in mind. I think it's more leaning towards front court. We can kind of see who went so far. Amari Bailey, Wembanyama. Derek Lively did go. He was somebody I definitely have my eye on. But we are now here at number 8. We can see what we want. Dariq Whitehead is here. Nick Smith. Again, I don't know a ton of these guys at all. I mean, these are just not positions we really need, though, unfortunately. That's what it kind of comes down to. Like, I don't want to just take a flyer on, who is Johan Traore? I don't know. This dude's a 73 overall. But, do I take best player available and go with Dariq Whitehead from Duke? I know he's a 78 overall. I could go Nick Smith. I actually might go Nick Smith just because he could. I'm not saying I'm trading Paul George, but if Paul George keeps regressing, could be an option. We're going to take Nick Smith here with the 8th overall pick in the draft. I have no idea who he is. I'm not even going to pretend to know. 75 overall, so our scouting department was a bit off. Again, this is not me saying I'm 100% trading Paul George. That's not what I'm saying. Grant Williams get that qualifying. I'm saying it's just an option. It's an insurance policy, basically. We now enter free agency where we have 2 pretty important free agents. Obviously, Zubac, I don't want to just let him go. I don't know if he's going to be my 100% answer at center for the entire video, and then Grant Williams is on that restricted qualifying offer. We do not have any money. Obviously, it would have been cool. I always would like to say that I'd love to save enough money to have to spend it by the Jokic free agency and stuff like that, but just not the way it went today. I am a little bit nervous about Paul George's regression. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not saying he had a bad year whatsoever. I just think he's going to probably be down to an 83 by the start of next year. So I could explore some potential trade offers. I'm not saying it's 100% going to happen, but I'm saying I would be pretty dumb not to look, especially considering we have a glaring hole at that power forward spot, and we just drafted a 19-year-old who I have some pretty high hopes for. So I'll see you guys with a potential move or whatever does come next. This was a tough one. I thought about it for a little while. Ultimately, I decided we're going to go ahead and we're going to do it here with the Miami Heat. Paul George, Deshaun Highland. Heading to Miami, we're acquiring Bam Adebayo and Doug McDermott. We're really solidifying that center spot. It's nothing against Zubac. It's just, I think, getting an all-star center here like Bam Adebayo is a huge home run deal for us. Paul George and Deshaun Highland both entering the final year of their contracts. Bam's locked up. He's much younger. I think it's a pretty good deal. We also didn't even have to give up a first-round pick. So, welcome to the team, Bam Adebayo. I'm still going to bring Zubac back. I do want to re-sign him. I'm going to also bring back Grant Williams, and then we're going to kind of go on from there. I think that Zubac is probably in a spot right now where he's going to be getting traded. I'm not saying that he's 100% going to get moved, but I need a power forward, and I love Grant Williams. I just don't know if he's a starting power forward on a championship caliber team, if I'm being honest with you. So, what I'm probably going to do, I actually like having Luke Kennard off the bench. I'm probably going to start Nick Smith, who I know nothing about. But I'm going to give him the nod. I'm going to go with it, and we're going to risk it. If it doesn't end up working out, then we can address it in the offseason. Obviously, we still have Kawhi Leonard on this team. We got Dougie McBuckets, who is probably going to be getting traded for some sort of backup point guard. And then I do need to figure out my starting power forward spot because Marcus Morris is not going to be here, and then we can figure out Zubats after this. But right now, can Doug McDermott get me a new backup point guard? It does not need to be anybody tremendous. I just need to see somebody with maybe a little bit of experience or something like that. Boston Jr. is listed as a shooting guard. We used to have him on this squad, and we have no other options. So I'll take a first-round pick from the Lakers. Maybe it'll be something. Could sign Brandon Goodwin, sorry. Could bring back Eric Bledsoe. He was in LA, right? Yeah. Oh, no. I'm dumb as hell. I don't know why I thought he... Oh, yes, he was. I'm all over the place. Oh, boy. Is there anybody here that I could sign them? Ooh, like a Larry Nance. Do a quick sign and trade with Larry Nance. That's actually not a bad deal at all. All right. I think I can get a better player with Larry Nance. Let's see what we can do right now. Also not a bad piece to have on this team potentially. But could go Chris Dunn for some defense. That's not a bad option. I love Isaiah Thomas. Unfortunately, I just don't think he's the answer for this. Obi Toppin. Not a point guard. Ooh, Kendrick Nunn. I'll bring in Kendrick Nunn. He's on a one-year deal. We have to go up a trade exception. That's fine. I think he's going to be a good contributor off the bench, similar to what Nishan Highland hopefully could be for us. So at this point in time, I'm probably going to be moving on from Zubats and probably including Marcus Morris in the deal and finding a new starting power forward, and I'll see you guys at the trade. This is not my favorite trade in the world. I just think Kuzma could honestly be a pretty good fit on this team next to Bam Adebayo and Kawhi Leonard. I'm not going to be giving up a ton of assets for him. I didn't even realize we had a Kings pick. I'm not going to touch either of those picks. I think they could end up both being valuable. We give up a Lakers first in 2025, and Kyle Kuzma is officially our new starting power forward. So it's an interesting route. Obviously, I'm sure you guys know I'm not the biggest Kyle Kuzma fan. He obviously bounced back a little bit at his new time in DC, but I'm still not a huge fan. We're going to give him a shot and then kind of go from there. I thought it would be a cold day in hell before I'd start Kyle Kuzma on one of my teams in one of these rebuilds. But nonetheless, we have done it and we are here. Okay. I need a new center. That's not something I really incorporated. I think I'm going to sign Whiteside, and then I might, honestly, it's kind of scummy. I might just try to trade him and see if I can maybe go ahead and get somebody just a little bit better. I don't have a problem with Hassan Whiteside. I just maybe like to get a little bit younger, a little bit more secure, and could get Trez. I don't really want to give up a first-round pick, though. Deron Sharp also including a first-round pick. Sucks. Those are like my only real options. Ooh, Cody Zeller. Not my favorite option. Welcome to the squad. I will see you guys at the start of year number 2. We have now arrived at the start of year number 2. We've made a couple pretty big changes to this team, this starting 5 as a whole. Jamal Murray, I don't know why he's regressing in overalls, but just love 2K. Just love this game. I'm giving Nick Smith the nod at the starting spot. I think he's going to probably be able to play easier and kind of, again, maybe establish his NBA game a little better next to a couple All-Stars. I think that'd probably be the right way to go about it. Kawhi Leonard is down to a 91 overall. Hopefully he can still do his thing, be one of the better two-way players. We'll be good from there. Kyle Kuzma, and then Bam Adebayo. Bench unit is okay. Luke Kennard, I'm going to give him that 6-man role. Some of you might be saying, why aren't you giving it to none? He's a guard. You typically go with the highest overall. I'm doing this because we do have a rookie, a 19-year-old, 75 overall starting for us. I want to have Luke Kennard there getting the most minutes off the bench just in case he has to play, acclimate, whatever it may be. Followed by Kendrick Nunn, Grant Williams, and then Cody Zeller. The bench is, I say, a little bit better than last year. It's still not exactly where I'd like it to be. I typically like to have close to at least 180 overall coming off the bench, but we can't always get what we want, and we're hopefully going to adapt. Hopefully, this team will be a little bit better than last year. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 1, or year number 2. It was a much better second season for us here in LA. We have moved all the way up to the 2 seed here in the Western Conference. They ranked us 8 in the power rankings. Don't know how I feel about that disrespect, but nonetheless, I'll take 2 in the West. We will be playing a play-in team. Joel Embiid finally gets it done, gets that MVP award. Congratulations, you earned it, I guess. Ty Washington, awesome name. Rookie of the Year is in New York. Ben Simmons always wins 6-man of the year. Jonathan Isaac, Defensive Player of the Year. Paolo Banchero, Most Improved. Jarrett Jack, he's a coach now? I had no idea. 16-22, he's the head coach of the Washington Wizards. I guess the Wizards are good. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the standings. We finished the record. Wow, the West sucked balls. All right, maybe I guess that, I mean, that, Jesus, I'm not cutting that out. That power ranking might still be a little bit disrespectful, but oh my goodness, the West was not too good. Player stats, Murray, Kawhi's taking a little bit of a backseat. Nick Smith looking like a home run pick at this point. I'm very content with it. Bam Adebayo, Kyle Kuzma, Kendrick Nunn. Looks like we didn't score a ton of points per game, which is honestly fine by me. I'm hoping defense can kind of be the name of the game for this team. First round, we got Golden State. This is a fun one. Steph Curry, Jordan Clarkson, Andrew Wiggins, Kuminga, Wiseman, Baisley, Moses Moody, Dyson Daniels. Let's go game by game right now with Golden State. Hopefully get by them pretty easily. I would like to advance past the first round. We sweep them. Thanks for coming. Minnesota, Jordan Poole, they added to their squad. That's a great add. Keontae George, Anthony Edwards, Jared Vanderbilt. They have Catstill, McDaniels, J.D. Davison, Kyle Anderson. Good team there in Minnesota. I'm thinking we're just a little bit better, though. We're up 3-0 again, and we are just running through the West right now. Oh, fuck my life. Here come the Pelicans. CJ, Herbert Jones, Ingram, Zion Williamson. They have Victor Wembanyama. It's just an awesome addition that this team just really didn't need. We lose game 1. We lose game 2. This team is just so frustrating to play. Like, I know I can beat them because we just won 4 straight, but, like, it's just, like, it's frustrating because, like, I think the Pelicans have a very bright future. I do. I really do. Especially if Zion can come back. And I know I just read a report. I don't know how real it was or anything, but, like, saying they want to offer him a contract. There's something about it not being fully guaranteed with injuries and everything. But if everything goes to plan for the Pelicans, I think they could potentially be a contender in the West within the next 3 to 5 years. I stand by that statement. If everybody stays healthy, if everybody works. I know it's a lot easier said than done. But back to this regularly scheduled program. We got the Pistons here in the NBA Finals. D'Lo's been loading forever. Cade, Sadiq Bey, Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Stewart, Mikal Bridges, Jakob Poeltl, Cameron Payne. It's a nice day when you have Bridges coming off the bench. We are up 2-0 in this series. We make it 2-1. We're 2-2. We go down 3-2. That sucks. I'm only going to hop in if it's a really close game, and I think I need to. I'd rather get gameplay of a fat win and potentially in the next game. So I'm not going to hop into this one. It looks like we're hopefully going to... Okay, oh my God, that actually got a lot closer than I thought it did. Game 7 here, the NBA Finals is in LA. We are hopefully going to be getting it done on our home floor to bring the first championship in franchise history to this Clippers squad. And it looks like we're going to be getting it done unless we have an astronomically blown lead. I'll see you guys in there. Here in Los Angeles, we are trying to close out a championship. Funny enough, when I simmed the first season, because I always have to sim it to get to the offseason, the Clippers actually did win the finals. I'm obviously not counting that because I didn't actually do anything and you didn't actually see it. But I want to get this team a championship, and it looks like we're going to be able to do that today. Cade over here is on our boy Nick Smith, who we drafted 8th overall. Very happy to get a starter on this squad. I jumped. I'm such an idiot. Oh, I still missed. Bum. I'm very happy to get this team a championship. I really am. I think the Clippers have been on the verge of contention for what feels like forever now. Obviously, they've had a lot of injury problems, but I think, again, it's 2 guys who don't have the best injury histories in Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. I'm talking about real life. Obviously, I've traded Paul George at this point just because the game fucking hates him. But I'm thinking, honestly, if those 2 can stay healthy next year, there's no way they're not like a contender in the West. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're too good to not be a contender. Did Jamal Murray foul out? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm excited to watch this team next year. I really am. Hopefully it finally works for what would feel like probably the first time ever. But I feel like they're in a good enough spot right now where this team can honestly... That's a green. Thank you very much. Where this team can win a championship. Because I love watching Kawhi Leonard play basketball. He's so methodical. He makes great decisions. Obviously, that 2019 team with Toronto was super fun. I mean, injuries, of course, didn't help that with KD and Clay. But nonetheless, I think that Kawhi Leonard would love to lead this team to a championship. And I think I'd love to see Paul George get a ring, man. I really feel like he's one of those guys that, he obviously... Oh, God. He's obviously changed teams a couple times, but I still think it would be cool to see him get a championship. He didn't take the Damian Lillard approach where he didn't run from the grind, but I don't know, man. There'd be something cool about seeing PG win a championship. I'll run a quick motion. I just think it would be cool. I have no idea how this play actually works, so I'm not even going to pretend to, but cool. That's now okay. That somehow worked, I guess. I'll see you guys in the Finals MVP. We win a championship here in year number 2. Finals MVP goes to none other than Kawhi Leonard. 25 points per game, almost 6 boards, 5 assists, 2.5 steals a game is very impressive out of our veteran, our good 2-way superstar. Alrighty, so the pressure's off a little bit. That's obviously something you do like to see. We can see if we have any draft picks this year. Oh my God, we projected that 3rd overall pick. I knew I was happy I didn't trade that Clippers pick. Oh my God, we really fell. The Kings pick, but fall to 6, not bad. Maybe we could bolster the bench a little bit. I'm not going to be firing Tyronn Lue. I'm going to actually be re-signing him. He just won us a championship. It'd be pretty idiotic not to bring him back. Welcome back to the team, Ty Lue. We now head up to the NBA draft. We are here. And we do have that 6th overall pick. We also have the 8th overall pick. I did not even know that. What I might do now is try to bolster the bench a little bit. Maybe try to get an upgrade over Kuzma. I'm not doing this, just hypothetically, nothing. How about if I just do that? Kobe White, Rob Williams. I don't need a center. Could go Miles Bridges. Low key. I mean, honestly, the difference isn't too crazy to include an 8th overall pick. If it wasn't the final year, I'd probably say hell no, but it's the final year. Let's get a little bit of an upgrade. I'd say Miles Bridges is an upgrade over Kyle Kuzma. I mean, numbers-wise, it might not support that, but overall-wise here in 2K, it definitely supports it. So we still have the 6th overall pick. We could definitely use some, a little bit of help on this bench, if you will. I wouldn't mind a new backup center. I think that would be a good option to invest in. Of course, there's none here. I really know none of these guys at this point. Let me just double-check this squad. All right. So point guards. So Luke Kennard's expiring. We obviously have our guy Nick Smith. We are not going to have a backup small forward. Backup power forward is going to be Grant Williams, and then center is Cody Zeller. I think I'd either like a new backup point guard or a new backup center, and since there really does not appear to be any centers here, I think point guard's probably going to be the spot. Oh, Mikey Williams. I know who Mikey Williams is. Welcome to this fucking team. Mikey Williams, welcome to the squad. You are going to be a 76 overall and our new backup point guard. Thank you for your service, Kendrick Nunn. Fortunately, you are not going to be coming back. So Kawhi declines that player option. I would definitely like to bring him back. He declined a $48 million player option, and he honestly... I guess 10 offers. Let's see. Real offer from the Timberwolves, Raptors. Wow, the Raptors want him back. Imagine that. And then the Cavaliers, I'm just going to max him out. It's the final. Oh, my God. I can give him all the way up to $47 million. I'll probably give him about 38, 39, whatever. It's the final. I'll give him 42. I know I'm very indecisive, but I just want to make sure I get him back. Obviously, he is a very key piece. He's pretty much the reason this team won a championship. So want to make sure we do right by our guy. I want to make sure we do pay him. Welcome back to the squad at Kawhi Leonard. He is going to regress a little bit, unfortunately, but it is what it is. All right, we need a new backup center. I'm probably going to be trading Kendrick Nunn for one of those. Let's see some sort of options we have here. Actually, are there any players I can sign here in the center department that are good at, who's George Brooks? It's one of those weird G League free agent things. I'm just going to trade Kendrick Nunn along with 2 first-round picks. The final year doesn't matter. Give me a center. Rashawn Holmes, beautiful. Welcome to the squad. I will see you guys at the start of the 3rd and final year. Final season for us here in LA. We are fresh off a championship. The starting 5 has one change, that being the addition of Miles Bridges. I think he's an upgrade over Kyle Kuzma. Honestly, I was happy with the way Kuzma performed. He helped us get a championship. I thanked him for his service, and I kicked him to the goddamn curb. But nonetheless, I'm happy to have him, or I was happy to have him, and I'm happy to have Bridges as well. Jamal Murray, Nick Smith, Kawhi Leonard, down to an 89 overall. I'm fine with it. He's still a very good player, and we just gave him a fat contract. I hope he can continue to play well. Miles Bridges, and then Bam Adebayo. So hopefully maybe Bridges can take a little bit of the pressure off Kawhi. Maybe Nick Smith can take the next step. We can kind of go from there. Our bench unit, Luke Kennard will remain our 6th man. He's mean mugging in that photo. Rashawn Holmes was the upgrade at the backup center spot. Grant Williams, and then Mikey Williams as well, who we drafted 6th overall in the draft. All right, I'm excited for this team. Let's hopefully go get another championship. So not the ideal end to a video in the final season, as we are a 7 seed here in the Western Conference. Maybe it's a little bit of karma from trading Kyle Kuzma, but nonetheless, we are 10 in the power rankings, so a little bit of a flip from last year, if you will. Luka Doncic doing his thing. MVP once again. Kwame Evans Jr., Rookie of the Year in Miami. Ben Simmons, congrats. Giannis, Jabari Smith Jr., Most Improved. Dwayne Casey, Coach of the Year. So yeah, the 7 seed wasn't exactly where I was hoping to be in the plan in my final year at 41-41. I don't really know what the problem was with this squad. I thought we were a pretty good team. Again, Kawhi's kind of taking a back seat a little bit, but yeah, I guess I did something wrong. But hey, we're still gonna fight. We got Phoenix here in the play-in. Scoot Henderson, D Book, Josh Jackson. Oh my God, they brought him back. Rui Hachimura, DeAndre Ayton. They got Kevin Love and Dante DiVincenzo. Let's see if we can get by in the first round. We do. So we are officially in the playoffs. We are taking on the Portland Trailblazers. Dame, Desmond Bane, Dariq Whitehead, Terry Eason, Yusuf Nurkic. They got Tyus Jones, Xavier Tillman. We will go game by game. I think we're a better team. I really do. We're up 3-0 right now. It looks like it's kind of showing it. Moving on. Oh, God. Here we go. Rematch with the Pelicans. Last year's Western Conference Finals. Their starting 5 really didn't change at all. Yeah, they're pretty much a cheat code every time you play them. They could be better than us at this point, but nonetheless, we're going to lose in 5 games. But we got this team a championship. I'm happy about it. And the Detroit Pistons, who we actually played in the finals last year, go on to win in 7. All right, congrats, Detroit, and I'm happy with this squad. It was weird. I feel like this squad was it's interesting because I feel like it doesn't look as good as it actually was just overall wise, but it says Rashawn Holmes is technically our 5th best player, but he's not probably, but whatever you want to call it. I enjoyed this one. We got the Clippers a championship. Of course, I want you guys to make sure to check out the community poll that I'm going to be posting probably shortly, either before or after this video. I'll make it my pinned comment, whatever it is. But yeah, nonetheless, hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys do have any other video ideas, feel free to comment those down below. Of course, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you guys all in the next one.